Okay, have you ever stopped to think about what it takes to literally reshape the planet? I'm not talking about small jobs. I mean machines so enormous, so powerful, they operate on a scale that's hard to even wrap your head around. Today, we're diving into the 10 largest construction machines ever built. And trust me, the numbers are just mind-blowing.
Let's just start with a number, shall we? 31.3 million pounds. That is the actual weight of the single heaviest land vehicle ever created. We're going to meet that absolute beast in just a minute.
And what does something like that cost? Well, how does $100 million sound? Yep, that's the price tag for our #1 champion. Now try to picture this. A vehicle that stretches 738 feet long. That is longer than 2 football fields laid end to end. And that's just one machine. And finally, let's talk about pure muscle. 4,400 horsepower. That's the kind of raw power we're dealing with inside the world's biggest hydraulic shovel. Enough to tear through solid rock like it's tissue paper. So yeah, these aren't just machines. They're titans. So, let's kick things off with the monsters that literally move mountains. These are the earth movers. Machines designed to dig, scoop, and haul materials on a scale that is genuinely difficult to comprehend.
And here it is, the king of them all. This is the Bagger 293. Now, this isn't just the big machine. It's basically a mobile open-pit mine. It's officially certified by the Guinness World Records as the heaviest self-propelled vehicle on land, period.
Let's try to put this into perspective, because the numbers are just nuts. It weighs over 14,000 tons, and it's taller than Big Ben. But get this, every single day it moves 240,000 cubic meters of earth. That is the same amount of work as 40,000 people digging with shovels all day long.
But here's the crazy part. For all its incredible power, this thing is unbelievably slow. It crawls along at just 10 meters a minute. When it was first put together, it took weeks for it to slowly inch its way over to the mine where it would spend the rest of its life. A true gentle giant.
Of course, once the bagger chews up a mountain, you need something to haul all that rock away, right? Well, say hello to the Belaez 751710 from Belarus. This is, without any argument, the world's largest dump truck. This monster can carry 450 metric tons in a single trip. But look at that last number. A single tire for this truck costs around $100,000. So this truck doesn't just haul rock, it hauls an absolutely insane operating cost right along with it.
But you know, being the biggest isn't always the final word in the industry. Meet its main rival, the American-made Caterpillar 797F. It's not the absolute largest, no, but it is widely considered the most trusted and reliable mining truck on the entire planet.
And this really shows you the difference, right? The Belaez is the undisputed heavyweight champion when it comes to pure payload. But the Caterpillar 797F, with its proven mechanical drive system, which a lot of operators find way more reliable and easier to fix in brutal conditions, well, that's the one you'll find in the toughest mines all over the world, from the Canadian oil sands to the Australian outback. It's a legend.
So we've seen how these giants move mountains out of the way. But what about when we need to build our own mountains? You know, how do we build up instead of digging down?
And that brings us to our next amazing category, the gravity defiers. These are the incredible machines that reach for the sky, with lifting power that, honestly, just boggles the mind. First up, the Liebherr LTM 11-2000. Now the key word here is mobile. This is the most powerful telescopic crane in the world, and it can lift 1,200 tons. But the real game changer? It can pack itself up and just drive down the highway to the next job. With a boom that extends out 100 meters, you're talking about an incredible combination of power and versatility. But if you really want to see the future of lifting, you have to look at the Mamit SK6000. This is the world's largest electric ring crane. It was designed for a very specific job, building the next generation of absolutely massive offshore wind turbines. I'm talking turbines with blades the length of a football field. And it does it all with zero emissions on site. To give you an idea of its power, the SK6000 can lift the weight of about 60 fully loaded Boeing 747 jumbo jets and raise them all the way to the top of a 65-story skyscraper. It is simply monumental. All right, now let's look at some unique heroes. These are the unsung legends, specialist machines built for very specific and often very, very cool one-of-a-kind jobs.
Check out the Komatsu D575A, better known as the Super Dozer. It's the biggest bulldozer ever put into production.
But what's totally wild about it is that Komatsu knew they would lose money on every single one they sold. They built it anyway, just for the prestige, just so they could say they made the biggest, baddest dozer on Earth. Now that's a power move.
And you absolutely cannot talk about legendary machines without mentioning this one, the NASA Crawler Transporter. It was built way back in 1965, and for over half a century, it's had one job: carrying America's rockets, from the giant Saturn V to the Space Shuttle to today's SLS, on that final, slow crawl to the launch pad. It moves at a top speed of just 1 mile per hour to keep its priceless cargo perfectly level. It's a testament to precision on a truly colossal scale.
So we've seen giants that dig, giants that haul, and giants that can lift entire buildings. But now it is time to circle back and officially crown the undisputed champion, the single most massive machine on planet Earth.
It just has to be the Bagger 293. It's taller than a world-famous landmark, longer than a stadium, and it does the work of an entire army of 40,000 people. But maybe the most incredible fact of all, this entire steel city, this 31 million pound titan, is operated by a crew of just 5 people. 5.
These machines are just true marvels of engineering. They're the steel titans that carved out the mines, built our cities, and put up the power sources that define our modern world. They've literally reshaped the planet. And it really just leaves you with one big question: what will the next generation of these marvels build?